This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
It's time for Overrated, Underrated with Ryder and Lisa.
Underrated when a company gets back to you right away. If you have an inquiry, It is amazing when you get that notification within 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I commented on this Instagram account because I want to know if they're open today, and I haven't heard back. And I wrote them at 7 p.m. last night.
Just getting fired up over there, I bet.
I'm just refreshing my notifications. I'm like, where are you? Wake up. I need answers. I need to plan my day around you. So yeah, when people are on top of their social media game and they own a business,
Are you throwing some shots here, or you picking a fight?
I'm not picking a fight.
You gonna call them out here pretty quick?
I don't think so, because 7 p.m. is after their business hours. So really, it's fine. But it would have been awesome if they still answered outside of those hours.
Okay. I'm going with underrated today, and it's fact checkers. I just came across an article about how there was pictures of empty grocery stores, and it got people all fired up, and they started going and splurge buying again. Panic buying, and then it turns out that that's not accurate.
It's like a story from 2007.
Exactly. So I'm just really proud of fact checkers who are constantly going no, let's see if this is accurate, and then they find out the actual answer of what's going on, and then they can calm everybody down.
I feel like those are the same people that are really active on Reddit. They're smart.
Yeah.
They're on top of things.
No BS.
Yeah.
Just let's get the actual story, and we'll just tell everybody that instead. Anyway, I've just seen the fact checkers step up a few times over the last few days, and every time I'm like, yes, thank you. Now I don't have to go and panic buy toilet paper.
Ryder and Lisa on Play 107.
Had a friend over the weekend share a story about an odd encounter after some physical connection with a fella. He asked if she would call him an Uber, but she was like, don't you have a phone? And he said that his rating was really bad, so that often he wouldn't get Ubers because nobody wanted to pick him up.
Wow, that's a great line. I'm going to start using that.
That you have bad ratings, so get somebody else to call you one?
Can someone else pay for my $30 ride?
Well,
Thank you.
it. So it got me thinking that I wonder what other strange things have been said right after an encounter. Because, can you call me an Uber has to be top 5 strangest that I've ever heard. I had a buddy that used to say touchdown, and then we all told him to stop doing that.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything weird said after. Just rave reviews.
Okay.
What?
Get out of here.
I'm serious.
You are.
Andrew wrote in from St. Albert saying, my now wife came over just to exercise. She had to go somewhere after, so she said, pleasure doing business with you. Stay golden, pony boy, and she left. That's great. I love this throwback here. Kathy texted in. So back in the Purple Onion days, I picked up a guy. We went back to his place. We had some physical fun, and we were just kind of laying there rolling around and trying to sleep. I really wanted to go home, though, but I didn't know how to say it. I eventually just rolled over, looked him right in the eyes, and said, do I have to lay here and pretend I like you, or can I just leave? And he says, hilarious, harsh. See you next weekend.
Well, at least you took it well.
Yeah, Purple Onion regulars every weekend. I love that.
I knew a guy in college, and he was greasy, and he had beside his bed, in his nightstand, just $10 bills, and lots of them. And just afterwards would be get yourself a cab. There's money in the... And I just always thought that was just such a crude way to end what, you know what I mean, might be uncomfortable in that moment. You're just paying them almost. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Grossed me out. Justin said, I said YOLO after once and then immediately regretted it. She looked like she hated me.
Wow.
Awesome story. What do you got for us, man?
Somebody gave me one of those nice little blue pills and told me to chew it, which you're not supposed to do. I had some drinks that night, and I went over to this girl's house, and I ended up taking it, and I ended up having no feeling at all. So nothing worked for me. And then kind of as it was kind of a little awkward there, she looked at me and said, by the way, I don't do sleepovers. So I was like, thank God. So I left.
Okay, so you're telling me that when you chew the blue pill, it makes everything go numb?
Well, I don't know if it was chewing, but I could tell you it was like I tasted like Drano. I probably reeked like chemical. I don't know if I got a bad batch. Or
Yeah,
what,
you must have. It sounds like you didn't get it from a pharmacist if they told you to chew it. So maybe you just did like an allergy pill or something. How was your breathing?
I was like, well, this would be a perfect time to try it out. But no, it backfired. And I told her about a week later that I took it, and we kind of had a laugh about it.
She's like, I still don't do sleepovers, though.
What else we got rolling in?
Kaylin wrote in saying, there's your pants, there's your phone, there's the door.
No.
I love that. And then Danny said, my kid's mom used to say, thanks, bro, and fist bump me.
Awesome.
Play 107.
A dog named Dave, Border Collie Dave, has never ran into anything, walks perfectly fine, and his owner, Jane, is a 69-year-old woman that happily adopted him back in 2020. And one day she noticed that he was just acting a bit weird. So she brought him in to the vet, and the vet was like, this dog has been legally blind its whole life. And she was like, wow. Has never given any clue, like jumped into the back of her car when she adopted him. They're calling it a medical mystery. It's just insane that this dog has been acting like it can see things pretty much its entire life.
It must have had like 2% visibility. Like, I don't think your nose could be good enough to know that you need to jump to get into a car, you know?
I don't know.
Strange story, but good for Dave.
Okay, so yeah, it was just Dave stumbled over a step at a pet shop once. And she was like, oh, that's weird. That's not like Dave. So brought him to the vet. And they were like, he's blind.
Strange.
I know.
Tell me something good.
My story is about two brothers who were in the service industry, restaurant workers, and they decided when the restrictions went into full effect that they wanted to raise some money for charities that helped struggling service industry workers, which that was a thing. Mm-hmm. And so they started walking and raising money in hopes to walk from New Jersey all the way to California. 5,000 kilometers. They just finished their 5-month trek. Their goal was to raise $30,000, and they actually raised over $70,000 to be distributed to the Cocoa Fund and the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation. So big ups to them.
I hope their feet are doing okay.
Yeah.
Like, how swollen are they?
Well, especially like about halfway through, they probably got word that the restrictions were lifted, and they're like, do we head back?
Right.
Like, does our boss need us? But no, they kept trucking and made a bunch of money.
Cool.
Awesome.
Tell me something good.
$4,000 could be yours at the Ryder and Lisa's $20,000 Play That Tune. We'll open the phone lines here shortly. We
Yep.
decided this is such a monumental amount of money that we needed to perform a song about it.
Can you imagine winning $4,000? At $4,000.
No, not yet.
What do you mean?
This is the intro still.
Why is it so long?
Because it's called Build Up, Lisa.
Okay.
If I had $4,000,
If I had $4,000,
I'd buy you a Versace blouse.
I would buy you a blouse.
I don't need one. If I had $4,000,
If I had $4,000,
I'd buy you a fridge for your house.
maybe a nice Chesterfield or an Ottoman.
And if I had $4,000,
If I had $4,000,
I might buy you a used car.
a nice, maybe Reliant automobile.
And if I had $4,000,
I'd buy you a rug. Rugs are really expensive, so I think they'd be around $4,000, right? If I had $4,000, I'd buy a hot tub for our yard used.
If I had $4,000,
I'd pay off student loans, life wouldn't be hard.
if I had money, you didn't go to college.
I didn't go to college, you're right.
So whose student loans are those? There it is.
If you have $4,000 you're about to win, can you buy us some singing lessons? Thank you.
So I'm a landlord.
Yeah, you're not a very good one, though. Like, you can't fix things.
Come on.
What?
That's a good point, actually.
The Lazy Susan's door has been broken off for like 8 months.
Yeah, just keep waiting to move somebody in that'll know how to do that. So for like in total, I think you live there. We've had Grant Johnson, who works here and live there. Craig moving Seth in. So
a bunch of producers, a lot of on-air talent have moved in. And a lot of people are like, that's so weird that you've had roommates your whole life, Ryder. You're 39. But it's kind of brilliant because they're paying your mortgage for you.
Well, okay, yeah. So for the price I paid for my house, I could have gotten a nice 2-bedroom condo for
Okay.
less than my house.
Yeah.
But why not get a 5-bedroom house and rent a bunch of the rooms and have my mortgage paid off by other people?
And you don't like being alone. You like having people
Also,
around.
I like company, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just makes sense to me. And like the other option is, okay, do I get a rental house and then I move people in that I don't know, and then I'm constantly dealing with issues there? At least when I'm at home, like you can wreck the house a little bit, but not all the way.
I did want to have a little bit of an interfriendship with you, though. There's something we need
What?
to talk about. We're all talking about it behind your back. Today's the day that I confront you.
So you're the voice of the people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind that it's just me and Jeff that live there right now. But when Grant lived there a couple weeks ago, before he moved out, like we talked about it too. You do this thing where you see how long you can go before you turn the heat on, and we're freezing. Like Jeff is wearing a toque in the house right now. We're texting behind your back.
Yeah.
Can you just maybe put it on? Because you're so weird with the thermostat. I don't know if that's a dad thing or a landlord thing, but can I touch the thermostat?
No. Nobody except for the person that's paying the bills has any skin in the game. So they will.
What are you talking about? We pay rent.
Yeah, but you don't, there's no difference to you if the heating bill is
No.
$4,000 or $100.
I would
you don't
like
care.
my rent money to go just towards the heating bill, please.
Okay. You know what? We can have a discussion
No,
if you're
just
serious.
turn it on. It's almost November.
Okay.
I can't feel my fingers.
Okay. Would you be open to a discussion about splitting bills and like less rent? Because I would be open to that. The way the bills have gone, you would have the house at 26 degrees
Yes,
all the time.
I would. But right now, instead, I own 30 blankets.
That's great. You've got a great collection of blankets for when you buy your own house someday. You're going to have so many blankets. Think of it.
You're
can have
not kicking me out.
No, I know. I'm just saying like 19 or 18 and a half degrees is plenty warm.
No, it's not, Ryder.
I'll
Is
buy
it-
you some slippers.
Who
How's that?
else is dealing with this right now? Let's do a quick poll on the text line. Are you currently living with someone that will just not turn the heat on? They are in denial that it's starting to get cold outside.
Listen,
it's Halloween in under 2 weeks.
The heat is on. It's just on really low. It kicks in at night so that I don't freeze the pipes. But yeah, it's set to like 19 degrees. That is plenty warm.
No, it's not, Ryder.
Maybe you should gain some weight. I'm plenty warm in the house.
Paige does agree with you on the text line. They wrote in saying, I'm with Ryder. My heat turns on at 17 degrees. I refuse to accept that it's fall. Wait, does that make sense? My
Yeah.
heat turns on at 17.
Yeah. So as soon as it drops below 17, it would heat up until you get to
Yes.
17.
Lindsay texted in saying, I'm chronically cold and my husband hates listening to me whine about it, but he stopped challenging me on the furnace temperature. It's currently set to 23.5. I'm still wearing full clothes, a floor-length housecoat, and I wrap a heated wheat bag around my neck constantly. See, she's still cold with 23.5.
No.
And you will refuse to turn the
Never.
heat on. He's like, 18 degrees is like summer weather. I'm like, no, it's October 19th.
The only time my house would get to 23.5 is if there was a house fire. in it.
Ryder, that's insane.
What's up?
So I think you are being pretty Scroogey there, Ryder, because I my house at like 24 degrees because I have a
24?
youngin', but yeah, well, I have a baby, so it needs to be a little bit warmer. But I also don't like being cool, so I can understand where Lisa's coming from, freezing her nips off. So.
Seriously, can I move in with you? Like 24 sounds like a dream.
Yeah, you can. I have plenty of room as long as you're fine with a million children because I have a billion of them. So.
Oh. Okay, I'll keep the cold. Just kidding. I'm just joking. I love kids. That's awesome.
But couldn't you put it on a schedule so, like, when you guys are home, it's a little bit warmer, and then when you're not home or you're sleeping, it's cooler?
The fact that I have a commune going means there's always someone home. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it.
Just also keep in mind, like, I could, behind Ryder's back, touch the thermostat, but he has an app on his phone that informs him when people are messing with the temperature. He is insane. Please send help.
Come on. It's not that bad.
Ryder, it's bad.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning, Ryder. We have to talk.
Okay, what's going on?
Yes.
Stop freezing your roommate.
You're being a cheap ass, man.
My husband puts it down to 16 in the summer overnight.
Yeah.
And right now it's like 18, 19, and I'm freezing. I have to have a hot shower every night. I have a heating pad like a granny to keep warm in bed. Enough is enough. Just turn it on.
So your husband if he was to call in, he would be on my side that 19 is plenty warm this time of year.
He's not on the phone right now. That's not part of the discussion.
You're not allowed to speak to him.
Okay, well, thank you for your opinion.
Hilarious.
I appreciate it.
What's your name?
Ashley, have a good day, guys.
You too.
So you came across some legal advice now.
Yes, we've had several people writing in saying, Lisa, just an FYI, the legal minimum is 22 degrees in Alberta. Here's the link. It's Alberta Health Services, so it's legit. Rental Housing Health section.
22?
22.
So hot.
Can I sue you?
No.
Do we have any lawyers listening?
If there are any lawyers listening, please don't text in.
Now, here's another terrifying episode of Terror Tales.
So we are joined by Sarah, who emailed Ryder at play107.com with her scary story from Saskatoon. And I asked her, I asked you last night if you wanted to hear it. I was going to read it to you because it's very scary.
Yeah.
And you said, no, I want Sarah to tell it to me live on air. So let's do this.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Well, Lisa, I hope I don't disappoint you then.
No, I think it's going to be good. I get scared really easily, so let's hear it.
Okay, perfect. So about 5 years ago, I worked at a hotel in Saskatoon that was known to be haunted. And it was one Saturday, and usually we have our staff room in the basement, but it was being renovated. So we had a temporary one on the 7th floor. And the 7th floor was usually used for offices Monday to Friday. And so Saturday, I was taking my break and it was all done. So I go into the quiet hallway and all of a sudden I hear the elevator ding. And I was like, okay. And then this man gets off and he has messy gray hair. He has a ripped shirt and he has no shoes or socks on. And he starts walking closer to me, and I instantly felt colder. And I said good morning to him, and he just stared past me, stared right ahead, didn't even look at me, acknowledged me, nothing. And as he passed me, my body just froze. And so I asked my coworker, who was done her break pretty soon after me, if she saw the guy, and she had no idea what I was talking about. And so next Saturday, I take my break again at the exact same time, and I go into the hall, and I hear the elevator ding again. There comes off the elevator the same man in the exact same outfit with a little boy who is wearing, old-fashioned pajamas, and he also was wearing no shoes, no socks, nothing. And so I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And so I was like, well, I'll say good morning to them again. And so I say good morning to them again. They both don't even acknowledge me, just look straight forward. They both walked fast, and it was so cold, my body again froze. And so after I just ran to the staff elevator because I was like, oh my God, I'm terrified.
When you saw these bodies, they looked like regular everyday humans.
Regular everyday people.
Now, is this the hotel that's down the street from Hudson's?
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
It was built in 1930 and has like long been known to have haunted floors.
That's where I stayed when I helped open up the Hudson's, and I knew about it. And they were like, you might see a man in a top hat walking around, but I never did. I never saw anyone.
No, see, I did room service, so I was always hoping I'd see a ghost because I was early morning shift, so it was only me on the floors. And so I was like, oh, I hope I see a ghost. And then this happens, and I would ask coworkers, being like, did anyone else see these two people? And everyone else was like, no, I have no idea who you're talking about. So to this day, I am determined that they were ghosts.
Yeah.
And no one will change my mind. No one seems to believe me. So
we do.
No,
you emailed it to me last night, and I actually had goosebumps, and then I have them again today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that story ruled.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. If you would like to submit a story, Ryder at play107.com is where you can get it done. We have Kyle, Shannon, and Shane that are all ready to go with today's radio Squid game.
Good morning.
When Goldilocks went to the Three Bears house, what did she discover when she was eating the second bowl of porridge?
It was too cold.
Congratulations.
That is correct. You have survived.
You're on to the next round. On hold you go. Hello, contestant 2.
Hello.
What did the farmer's wife use to injure the 3 blind mice?
Oh, a cane? I'm dead.
Player 2 has been eliminated.
Contestant 3 to keep this game going.
When the itsy bitsy spider crawled up the water spout, rain came down and washed the spider out. When the sun came up and dried up all the rain, what did the itsy bitsy spider do?
Signed up the water spout again.
Congratulations.
Contestant 1, the popular nursery rhyme Jack and Jill is supposed to be about whom?
I don't know. Jack? Thank you.
No, you're dead. You can't say thank you.
Yeah, you're gone. That's better.
That's better, yep.
Player 1 has been eliminated.
Contestant 3, I cracked my shell, and all of the horses that were owned by the kings and all of the men that worked for him couldn't put me back together again. Who am I?
Humpty Dumpty.
Congratulations. You are the winner.
Congratulations!
You are extremely rich. We don't actually know the exact amount because we can't necessarily figure it out, but we think it's millions.
Awesome.
It could be nothing, though.
Well, it is nothing.
It is
because This
nothing.
is just air.
Congratulations, though. I'm sure you're thrilled.
I am.
Just wanted to give some love to everyone that shared our post on Play 107 YEG's Instagram and on Twitter. We wrote, as most of you know, Hope Mission lost a lot of warm clothing donations due to a fire. If your workplace or a group of you can gather a couple bags of winter attire this week, Ryder and myself would love to stop by your parking lot and grab them to deliver to Hope Mission by Friday. Mm-hmm. And then I just said, please direct message us your address.
Sure.
And there's just a lot of people that are stepping up, and I appreciate that. Edmonton's really good at getting together and making some magic happen.
Especially in the difficult times. It's been proven over and over that was the original reason for City of Champions, which I think anybody that is proud of this city still has that in their heart.
Yeah, and if you go to our Instagram in the comment section, even someone wrote, hey, Lisa, our team's all working from home. Can we gather up some stuff to drop by the station? Yes, DM us. Or if you want to do a personal drop off, there are locations around the city. That's also in the comment section.
Sure, yeah,
So all those details are on our Instagram, Play 107 YEG.
Or even if you wanted to go and gather some things from coworkers from their homes, front step pickups or whatever, and then we can just come to your house, that works too. The main goal is to just pack a couple vans full of winter clothes that they did have in place and they don't now, and time is of the essence. So.
Yep. And we're always here in the mornings checking the text line. So if you want to shoot us a message there with an address where we can pick things up this week, that'd be great too.
Absolutely. And I hope to get myself a new nice winter jacket out of this as well.
No, that's not how this works.
Okay. We're joined by Aaron from Canadian Blood Services. Is it true that you're in search of over 100,000 new blood donors every year in Canada?
That's correct. Yeah, we always need donors, but we are putting a special call out for new blood donors. So we need over 100,000 new blood donors in Canada to keep up with demand and to continue to meet Canada's future blood needs.
And is there a good way that people can sign up and be notified so that they become regular donors as well?
There absolutely is. So you can book your appointment by going to blood.ca. And by downloading the Give Blood app, you're able to track and manage your appointments. We always recommend people to download that Give Blood app. That'll give you some cool stats and will give you the ability to track your appointments and book your next appointment there as well.
And it's a really easy app to maneuver, right? Like a lot of people might be intimidated, like, oh, I won't know how to work it, but it's really user-friendly.
It's a simple app. We try to make it as user-friendly as possible. And the other way that you can book is by calling 1-888 to donate.
Is there a specific blood type that's more in demand right now?
So we do always encourage all donors to get involved, but we are putting a special call out to those O-negative donors. Because they're the universal donor, their blood type can make a big difference in emergency situations when there's no time to test the patient's blood type. The good news is if you don't know your blood type, donating blood is a super easy and free way to find out.
And it's by appointment only right now, correct?
Correct. So we do require appointments in order to donate blood. Right now in Edmonton, we have 650 open appointments that need to be filled this month in order to meet patient demand. We do have same-day appointments available, and you can book by visiting blood.ca, downloading the Give Blood app, or by calling 1-888 236 6283.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.